Well, hello there. I am Kathy Crow, and thank you for joining me here at the Crow Cottage in Springfield, Missouri. I am going to try today to get to the coloring and everything for this stamp set. Now, if you're taking my newsletter, I hope you are. Normally, it would come out on Monday. This one came out last week. I have no idea which day it is, and this is the card that I'm going to make today. This is the one that I said I was going to do today. You know, the ribbon I'm doing today, though, is going to be a different one because this is a retired one and this is the last of the ribbon I had. And I kind of wanted to use it up. So I did. I have no idea where I even got it. I'm not sure if it was a Stampin' Up! One. But in this one, you have this little insert. Plus, it does kind of just pop right out of here. You don't even have to, the person doesn't even have to untie it. And then there's a space inside to write. And I didn't do anything for this bottom. And after the card was done, I kind of thought it might be nice to. So today I might have a chance to do that. Now this set has a Christmas one. It's so cute. Isn't she adorable? I really liked that. I like this stamp set. It's a really nice one. And this paper's retired, so I'll tell you what that is once I get started. I'll show it to you, but hopefully you have some in your stash. I am trying to use up some stuff. So if you're surprised how many retired things I'm using, well, just join my world because you don't have to buy as much as you think you do. So use up your old stuff, and then you can always borrow from a friend too, just for, a few cards. But this stamp set has that wonderful little pumpkin carrier here. She is so cute. This is a snow globe, and I like that one. I think I have a card that I did with it, and it's okay. But that one, it was hard for me to even, in fact, I thought she was carrying a donut for a while. I thought it was a donut, and I was all ready to do donuts. In fact, I got this set out because I was going to do a donut thing with her. And then I realized, well, I could cut the base off and make it a donut. But I decided I'm going to use this set and do a separate card thing maybe with it. This one is so multi-purpose. I know it says autumn and it's mostly autumn, but there is some Christmassy stuff in it. It's also something you could just use all year long. It has the words. This is a huge set, and I think it's still available. If it's not, then you need to buy it quick. It'll be gone. This is in our new, mini catalog, and it might come in next year's catalog too. I wouldn't be at all surprised, but if it doesn't, you're going to be sorry you missed it. I'm sorry I miss things sometimes. So some things you want to get and some things you don't. All right, now today is not going to be too terribly busy. I think I won't get too tired. I'm doing so much better. In fact, I'm not even wearing my sleeve right now. This morning, my arm just felt, just a little funky. So I wore it when I was working out, and then I thought, I'm just going to go without it for a little while today and see what happens. It seems to be fine. I just am a fuss budget, so that's me. And Jeff and I went to Silver Dollar City last week, and we had so much fun. It was a blast. So I will tell you about that. The other thing I just want to show you really quick, this is what I'm going to be doing next week. I haven't even done my newsletter for it yet, but that's because I haven't really finished the project yet. But I will get it out. Let's see what came out today. I don't know, and I'm not really sure what I've got coming out next week. Do I have something ready? No, I don't, so I'm not really sure. But anyhow, so this next Monday, I am going to be doing this stamp set. I've been putting it off just because I love this one, and also because it's one that I'm using more than for a Christmas one, because it has he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. That's a really good one for people who are, just discouraged. And then this Christmas sentiment, if you take praying that you will feel the good shepherd's care and just don't do the bottom, you can use that all year long. And the little shepherd with his sheep, is a good reminder of how Jesus is our good shepherd who always is taking care of us. And I have sure felt his love. So I hope you do too. But it's one that I share with our other Christian friends and family. So that is a little shepherd that I wanted to add to my collection, because a few years ago we had like this shepherd set with a bunch of sheep, and I liked it, but I think this one, I haven't got it out to see how this will coordinate with it, or if it even will. I know the little sheep will. I like it that he's in the arms. So even if I don't use the whole shepherd with that set, I will be using just this. This could even just be on the inside of the card, right? And then the other thing I liked about this set is this tiny Bethlehem stamp. It's sometimes hard to put. Our last nativity set had the big nativity, and I ended up having to do giant cards for that set. And so I've been looking for a smaller holy city type thing. Oh, I need to get that clock off. That's going to be so loud. And then the star. The star is nice too. Oh, the circle. Now, do we have dies with this? No, we don't. I don't anyway. I don't think there were any dies with it. You know, I think what I will do with this is probably, when I do use it, I'm probably going to stamp the circle words separate from this Prince of Peace. And then I'm probably going to punch that out with a circle stick punch or die. And then my Prince of Peace I'll do separate and layer over it, because it's a really nice stamp, but since I don't have a die for it, I'm not sure exactly how I want to do that, but I think I'll do that. One other reason I'm showing this to you is because there is some paper in the annual catalog that you might not be aware of. I bought it when the pre-order came, but I had to, this is the first I've gotten it out and used it. It's called Wood Textured 12 by 12 Specialty Paper. It's it's a medium weight cardstock, and one side is just white, the other side is white also, but because it's wood grain, you can take your brayer and turn it into any color wood you want. It does end up with a white vein, but isn't it nice? And it feels like wood. I have a lot of wood paper that's, you know, paperweight, that's already looks like wood, and you probably do too, because I collect it. Whenever Stampin' Up! Does paper like that, I buy a bunch. So I have a bunch, but this is white, and so you can turn it into any color wood you want. And the only other ones that I know that I can do that with are some other white ones, and then they aren't quite the same, but they would have a dark veining, and they're not embossed. This is actually embossed. So I'm going to use that next week. I'm going to braid this so you can see how I got this effect. And then you should be able to see the card that I make in my newsletter. So subscribe to the newsletter. Make sure you like and share my videos. I really appreciate that. And it is how I am getting around at all to anybody in Springfield right now, other than the people who are already familiar with me and know me. I kind of had to lay low to heal up, but I'm doing really well. So I'm going to tell you about our adventures in Springfield as we make this card. Oh, actually in Branson. Oh boy, it was fun. I cannot believe how much fun going to Silver Dollar City is. It is a joy. Phone, stop your nonsense. I know you don't like it when I do this sort of thing. And then now what it's done is oh my goodness. I have to cover this so that I can turn my camera. But on the other hand, when I do, because Facebook has got so many gadgets that it wants to have me do, my hand accidentally touches stuff. And then like I've got all kinds of things going on and I don't want going on. And all right, I will turn everything. Just be patient, please. This is the best I can get it for now. And I will turn everything in a second. I just need to make sure I can see what's going on here on this computer as well. I'm going to get in this stamp set. This is the sentiment I used for today's project. And then this is the stamp set I used. I'm not using this one today. I just wanted to show it to you to remind you that you're going to have to get that set if you don't have it already, especially if you have the Nothing's More Than or whatever. It's the chocolate one. I really like that one because I like chocolate. So anyhow, let's turn my board and see if I can get this in the frame correctly. It's a work in progress, okay? I mean, this is just life. Life with me is not easy. As Jeff will tell you, it is not easy. Okay, I'm trying to get it all in. It's a little wonky still, but not too bad. That's probably as good as I'm gonna get it. All right, you can see that I have my QR codes here. So if you want to stamp with me, shopping up stamp, stamp. Let's get the words in the right order. If you want to shop, Stampin' Up with me, here's this QR code right there. You can always just take a screenshot of it and then zoom in on it. It will work. My Square Store, I am using this one for mostly just for gift cards. So if you need to do gift cards, you also can sign up for my newsletter this way, but it'll cost you $1. It has to so Square makes money on it. I don't make a dime on that, but Square does. And it's a way to get it to you, so it's fine. And then if you want to just sign up for the newsletter without paying anything, that's this QR code. It will go to MailChimp, so don't be scared. There's so many fake things out there anymore. It's like, well, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I don't know if this is a legitimate website. You never know anymore, but it is. It is. If it says, oh, what is it? Pearl something, HTTP-PURL. It's a weird URL, but it is a MailChimp one, so it will take you to a MailChimp thing. And if it doesn't do that, then don't click anything on it and just email me on this board or in my actual email, which is Kathy Crow's Cards. Well, you can go to the website. There it is. There's my website, and you can always email me here. And it's kathycrowscards@gmail.com. All right, these are my scraps, but today we are using Real Red. Now, before I even start, I wanted to just tell you really quick how I did this. This I had to double. I took my rectangular dies that are retired now, but are really cool, so I use them a lot. And I had to double it up because I stamped her and the sentiment, colored her in, and then I wanted it and this, and then I wanted to make sure that, and I don't remember what this sentiment came from. I'm terribly sorry. I did use Deck the Halls here with it, but I found some other Christmas one for this. And the paper I used was, oh boy, I don't know if I have the name of it anymore. It's actually several years old. Do you remember this? It's so pretty. I didn't use a lot the year it came out because they had a whole lot of papers I loved, and I never even got to this. I don't think I ever got to it. So I have a whole pack of it. But this is the one that I actually used, the sheet I used. It's gold foil. And, yeah, I really liked it, but I'm terribly sorry. I don't remember the name, and I think I threw away the little insert. Let's see what this is. Nope, that's not it. Now, if you're wondering what the pumpkin paper was that I used in my newsletter and on my webpage, that's this girl, and actually all of the things I did, like easels, and I think I showed it to you last week because I think I did something with it last week. I don't have much of this paper left, but this came out the same year in the fall, and it was Glimmer with black and white, which is fine, except for I rarely use black and white, or gold and black. I know that's super popular, but I don't use it, and I have one sheet of this left now. I think I'm going to take this out and put it with my autumn stuff, because the gold and black can stay with Christmas, maybe. Actually, I'm going to move that too. These old retired paper packs, as you can see, our 6x6 fit in these envelopes that our dies and things come in. And it makes a nice way to keep your old 6x6 paper. But I keep it color matched. Once it's retired, I kind of keep it within groups so that I can find the flower paper that I like, the holiday paper that I like, etc. This card's super easy. You're going to really love this pattern. So let's remove that, and because that's just a standard size card. Can I think, is there anything else that is going out? You know, there are things going in and out all the time, but the thing I want to tell you right now is that a lot of people are missing all of the online exclusives. And in my opinion, I think some of the nicest things Stampin' Up! Is releasing right now are from the online exclusive list. This seems so dark right here. Not sure why. It's probably super brilliantly bright now, but sorry about the glare. We're gonna just live with that. The online exclusives, you just have to find the tab that says online exclusives, or even the picture of something that says online exclusives. Click on it, and you'll go to it. But you're missing things if you're not seeing it, because it's pretty cool. Now take your real red cardstock, and I've got 2 sheets out here today because I wasn't really sure how many I'd end up using. I didn't want to have to hunt for scraps today. We're going to cut it in half. It's going to be 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, so we're taking our 8.5 side over here and our long 11-inch side up here, and I'm just going to cut it at 5.5. And then that is going to be half of the card. So take this, you can save this. I didn't really need this sheet, but I had it just in case. I'm going to set it on the side up here. I am going to be needing my ruler so I can tell you what my dimensions are. I'm not writing it down, but 4 1/4 is where you're going to score it. So go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. And then fold it. See if it's even on each side. Sometimes I get it off just a tad. And if you do that, actually today I think I scored it at perfectly right in the middle. Usually it's off just a fraction. And I can just see a tiny sliver of cardstock. Oh, I kind of do. I think right there. No, not really. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You're going to want to take your score blade and mark a point on one side. Do it on the short side. If you have one side that's slightly shorter, do it on the short side. So because this is 5.5, we want to mark the center for this point right here. We want to mark the center at 2. Let's see, 2.5 is 5. So 2 3/4. Is that correct? I'm going to measure it just to make sure that my brain is in functional mode. A lot of times it's not these days. And I'm getting a different measurement here. So let me peek at this and see. Oh, did I actually cut it at 5.5? Mine's a tiny bit shorter. Let me see what I've done this at. It's better be 5.5 or you'll be off just a tad. So it is, I've cut it just a hair short, which is gonna make everything off just a bit. It won't matter in the long run. It's gonna be fine. But so 2 1/4 would be my halfway point for that. That is not 2 1/4, so 2 3/4. What would 2 3/4 be? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and look at my card again and get this measurement correct, because this one's the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my halfway point for me, because my card's not exactly 5.5. It should be at 5 3 or 2 3/4. Mine's just a smidgen under that. Okay, so 2 3/4. So bring your edge. Here's where you scored it. You're gonna bring this on over to 2 3/4. And I'm gonna go a hair shorter. And then, oops, wrong way. The fold has to be under your thing, and you're doing it this side up. Okay, so make sure you've got the front of your card up here, and it's folding like this, to measure here. So 2 3/4. And then I'm doing it just down a tiny bit. And then I'm making sure I've got my score blade on. I'm just marking it so I can see that. Okay, that's all we're doing yet right now. And then what you're going to do is come down from the fold line right here. You're going to come down 1 3/4 of an inch. And then we are going to mark that also. So 1 3/4. So where you just marked the center, turn it. We're going to go 1 3/4 on this side, and just, that doesn't seem high enough, and it's not. I measured the wrong way. This is why I'm not writing things out anymore. I'm sure I've done errors before, and I apologize. But, oh, I have to come down from the fold line. Instead of doing that, I'm going to go up from the bottom line. I think that'll make it easier. And that is... mine is actually at 2 5/8. You could do it at just 2, 2.5, but I think I would bring it up more. Let's bring it up to 2, and let me count these out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's up pretty high, actually. It's right there. That is 5/8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not 5/8. So what is this? I need my other ruler that has my 16th written out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not, it's the eighths right after the half, and I thought that was 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, but anyway, it's the one right after the halfway point. So now you've got your fold here. You've got the little halfway mark you've done on this left side. We're sliding this in. We're going 1. Did I say 1? What a brain. 2. 2 5/8. Okay, 2 5/8 there, and then I marked it there, and to make sure it's on the same side here, we're just going to bring this over and do that. Okay, so now I've got my fold score lines right there. And did I mark that one? I can't even see it. Let me do it again here. 2 5/8, because I can't see the one I just did. There. Okay, now I can see it. I'm going to take a gel pen so you can see what the heck I'm doing. Or maybe not a gel pen, a pen. Yeah, let's just do a gel pen. Because this is going to be covered anyway. And then I can mark it so you can see what I've done. So here's my score line here. Here's my score line here. And here's my center score line right there. You probably can't see that one. I don't want that one too dark because it'll show. Now we're gonna do the diagonal to those. So just slide it in the track, placing your one dot here and your other dot in the track right there. And then you're gonna just score it along. This does a nice little point. I'm gonna do it a little tighter than that, right there, because I don't want my white to show. If I do it this exactly right, I'm gonna have my white showing. So here's your score line there in the track. This score line's in the track. We're scoring it, and now we're gonna fold it. Okay, it should make a nice little point for you. You don't have to worry about the gap. We're covering that, so yes, it has a gap. You just want your point right here. All right, so perfect. Now we've got it. And now what I'm going to do is just leave it as is. We don't need to seal it. You don't have to do anything. You can take your folder, your bone folder and burnish it if you want to, so it lays down a little nicer. It'll be easier for you. We're going to cut our page that's going in here. We're going to cut that right now so we get the angle correct, because otherwise you won't have your angle right. It's a lot easier to just take a piece of your white cardstock that you're going to use and just make a little template right here. So let me take my cutting board out of the way for a second. And what I'm going to do is just put this in and angle it right here like this on my white cardstock right here. Okay, now how high do I want it? Well, I don't need the point to be all the way down there, and I only need it to be a little bit higher, right? So let's get it perfectly in here like this. Covering up that edge a bit. All right. And then I'm going to use my ruler to see how much do I want. I actually want showing, approximately 1 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to take my ruler and put it right here at 1 1/4 of an inch, and then use your pencil. Oops, that's 1 inch. I actually want it 1 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to do it here. No, wait, that's not correct because I actually need it to be up here. I need it to be up here, 1 1/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm going to make this easier for myself. For now, I'm going to just cut off. This is going to go there. This is going to go there. We're going to take our pen. This is, you don't have to overthink these things. Sometimes it just gets to be way hard when you do that. So just cut your angle about where you're going to want it so that it's going to fit down in there. I'm going to way overshot it so that I can make it shorter. And then I'm going to take my cutting board and just cut a straight, let me turn this, my straight edge up here. Okay, now that is way off, but I'm going to leave it for now because I'm going to need to fix that at the end. But it's just giving me a general shape that I can work with when we get to that part. We're not to that part yet anyway, so let's not worry about it. All right, now first of all, I want to finish out this front, and I wanted to use that plaid embossing. It's so nice. So we do need this template. I should have done a better job here because we're going to need this template for this part right here. So let's just take our piece again and turn the flaps this time down, because I need my other piece of Real Red to do this. And I'm going to just make the template right here. And I'm not going to mess around with the trying to square it up there. We're going to just do it right like this. So take your pencil and do one edge there and the other edge there. Now you know exactly where that's coming up. And if it looks wonky, I don't know why it is. Did I not get them exact? Because usually it's pretty close. Huh. It's not an exact angle. I'm not really sure why it's not, but that's okay. We're going to live with that. And then I'm going to take my scissors this time so I can cut like right on the inside of that line, because I don't want it to show at all. Even though you could just put it down, you know, face down and leave it. It wouldn't matter. This way, if I get it turned around, it's not going to matter because I've marked it. Okay. So this is going to fit on here like this. Let's make sure it is fitting and covering it good. Okay, it looks like it is. And then I'm going to come up just a little bit above where the point is here, just a little bit above, and then we'll cut a straight line. And then I'm going to emboss that piece. You don't even have to emboss the whole thing. You can if you want to, but you definitely don't have to. So just going up a little higher. Now this is all I'm going to emboss, just that piece. So let me show you the flat embossing folder. It's so cool. You're going to love it. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit your head. And then, let's see, it's the big one. It's quite big, in fact. But we're only going to do a tiny bit of it. But it's really nice. I think I used it before with you because it works really nicely if you want to show it up well. To take your ink pad and after you've embossed it, to just dab those raised lines. It looks really cool. Just position it however you want. You can have them straight up and down if you want, or crooked. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be fine. Actually, I kind of want it straight up and down, I think. So we're going to go like that. There. And emboss that. And now that piece is ready to just be fastened right on top. And then that's going to make that nice little pocket. It's kind of nice to make that pocket. You could do, for a Christian teacher, you could do a Bible verse for her. If it's, you know, just secular, you can do a nice educational witticism. You know, something fun. You know, there's just all kinds of things. Now for us, if I was going to send this to a family, I might do something about homeschooling, because a lot of our family does that. Or maybe just something referencing the school year. You could put a nice little gift card right. You'd want to fasten it or it'll fall out. But if gift card will fit in there really nicely. And so there's just a whole lot of things you can do with this. So now you've got this embossed. I want the raised side up. You could do the other side. It really wouldn't matter. All you need to do is just glue this right on here. Okay, so just, again, eyeball it. Make sure it looks pretty good. And then you can just glue it on there. And then that's going to make this little pocket stay shut. You are going to have to hold this down, because it's going to want to pop off. You know, I think a Halloween thing like this would be really cool. Maybe for next year for me, because I found in our, if you take Birds and Blooms, do you take that? I really like it. It's fun. And probably because I like bird stuff so much. But Birds and Blooms is really fun this last month. Because, make sure I'm getting the right side up. I'm going to kind of, how can I do this? Because I kind of need you to stay down while I position you a bit. Get you on. And up high enough, but also low enough that my point is like matched up there and there. Okay, perfect. Now, they have, we all know about A Murder of Crows in our family, of course, Murder of Crows. But apparently there are some and I thought they were very literary ones that people have just kind of made up as they have been, you know. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of like made up stuff, but I could be wrong about that. Now, after this is done, we're going to finish this piece out, but for now, we're going to just leave it and set this aside. We're going to go ahead and do the little teacher, and you can just use whatever scrap of paper you've got. That's your white cardstock. Oh, that one's not big enough, maybe. It's pretty close. I've got my little scraps on the side here. But there's a bunch. So I've got them if you want to hear them. One is an exaltation of larks. These are things I've never heard of, and I like to read. So if they are literary things, they're ones that I've never heard of, and I thought they were actually really cool. Exaltation of Larks. Who's heard of that? I have not. There's a bunch. Let's find another one. This one is A Murmuration of Starlings. Now that one's not going to be old or newly made up or anything, because murmuration, who uses that word? A murmuration. And when I read about it, it said that the reason it's murmuration is kind of you want this to be like in the middle so you can do your label. So we're going to do it like this. So I know I have plenty of room around her to do my sentiment and to have everything going, and then cut it out with a die that I choose, because half the time I don't know what die I'm going to use until after I stamped it and stamped the sentiment, and then I kind of know how big I want it. So if I do it too close to an edge, I'm really limiting which dies I can use. So make sure you put it in the center more of your paper if you want to be, doing stuff that you're still thinking about. So I want to use the word thanks. So we're going to use this word thanks for give thanks. And then to an A+ teacher is what I'm using for this one. I'm going to send these to our son, William. I bet his teacher would appreciate these things. And there's 2 kiddos. So this is unfortunately, it's fine. This is not, they're clean, which makes it a little harder to see what's what. But that's what I'm using. So we're just going to go with it, even though it does make it a little harder. All right, so I'm going to take my word thanks right there. Kind of eyeball it here. I think I'll use my grid, and that way I can take my word and position it on one of my lines to make sure it's reasonably straight as far as it relates to the bottom and sides of my block. Nope, that's crooked. Let's try it again. There we go. So once I get it on there, I can see, yeah, that's pretty straight. Now, will it relate to, if you want perfection, I mean, you can do these things. You don't have to. But if you're like a nut and you want it to be super straight, you could even mark your block with a pencil so you kind of know where that line is. But you're going to have to clean that off if you do that. Now, real red is what I'm going to do. So we'll use my real red. Oh, we better get a little washi tape on there because I only need part of this sentiment. I don't need the whole thing. So let me take a little piece of tape. I have a better scrap of washi over here somewhere, but the heart is what's being used. So we're going to cover up the give part. Okay, and stamp the ink on there. It looks pretty good. We'll get rid of that. And now we're going to just we're going to put her I want her kind of tilted a little bit. Maybe we're going to go like right by her hat. Thanks. Right there. Let me clean off my block. Oop, wrong cleaning tool. I cut my Simply Chamois in half so it could fit in here better. So I needed everything to fit in here. Now, my pencil's not really wiping off, but I'll clean these better later. For now, we're just erasing it. It'll be fine. And then we've got our To an A+ teacher is a straight up stamp. I don't have to be doing any special masking or anything. This set, I love this set. Can be a pumpkin, can be an apple, and we had it a long time ago, but it's one that I really like. Okay, I still see remnant of my pencil, so I think I'll just use that. And then I've got my sentiment right where I want it. We're going to put this like right by her shoulder, right under here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so a murmuration of starlings, you know how they get in a group and then they swoop like this together as a group? That's what the murmuration thing kind of refers to. I don't know what murmuration actually means because I didn't look up the word to define it, but that's what the description of this in the Birds and Blooms says. That's what it's referring to. So I just thought that was interesting. Thought you might be interested too. Now we're just going super simple with our coloring. And so you're just using your Real Red. And if I can find it. Real Red. I know you're here somewhere. There you are, Real Red. And we also need, let me get out of my orange block, our Petal Pink. I'm going to do Petal Pink first of all for her skin color. And normally I do dark, but let me try the light and see. That's pretty dark, so I think we're going to just go with that for her coloring. Let me see here. We're going to use these colors for that, and for the apples. And then I need something for that basket, and I kind of like, I still really like cinnamon cider. I use that a lot. But you know, you can use any brown you want to, but you want to do a light one. And I'm going to get out bronze, and I think I'm also going to get out, let's look here. What have we got? I'm going to get out bronze and the 700. Those are the two I'm going to get out and see how they work together for my... And then if I need a pencil, I can always use a pencil to kind of darken things up or lighten it up. If you want to lighten it up, then don't color it. Just leave it white, and you can do that. But we're going to do her skin color first. So light Petal Pink for that. Get her hand, and then if we do her skin first, it'll be a lot easier if you need to cover it up at all with, you know, if you scribble and have any trouble. There, I think that's it. This is a super easy one. Very nice, very nice. And then let's do her dress. I'm doing it in Real Red. So let's take our dark Real Red and the bullet point, and we're gonna just do these things like right there. I'm gonna give her straps because right now I have to wear good straps. My support bra for everything is like just majorly showing showing in general, because it's, there we go. Let's even, just to be on the safe side, I'm going under the bucket a little bit there. I don't think that's all gonna get on, but it might. Now here's the light Real Red, and then I'm gonna just go over that with that. Be careful not to go into her arm. It bleeds in, so that's why I'm saying be careful. It bleeds in real easy. Okay, now I'm gonna use this for my apples. And I'm going to not color the very tops of the apples, if I can help it. Trying to leave some area that I can do a highlight or two. And we're going to just kind of smear that ink in with the dark Petal Pink. And then I'll go over it again. This is going to just give us a little lighter top on the... I don't want it to match her dress, you know, those apples, but I do want them to be red. So if you just color that pretty good, there you go. And then I think I'm also going to use my dark petal pink for initially for her hat. And then we're going to, this is undercoloring. I don't know if you've heard about it, but you can undercolor things and then you get a slightly different color when you go over the top again. So here's our light real red. I'm going to just do that again. Like that. Just trying to get in the bottoms to make it a bit darker. And then we'll use our dark real red. Again, just to darken that up a bit right here at the bottom. I don't want to go close to her dress because I want the apples, like I said, to look distinct from her dress. Since it's the same color, I kind of have to do that. I'm not done. Don't abandon me yet. I do need the red on that, but I don't want it to bleed, and I'm afraid it might. The bullet tip's a little bit on the fat side. So let's just grab a pencil. Get your real red pencil out, or even Poppy Parade if you still have, or Cherry Cobbler probably would work too. I've got my real reds. We're gonna do that there, and then we're gonna just lightly color the tops of those apples. It's kind of getting it, you know, a little more red. It's a little orangey red. That's okay. If you don't like orangey red, you can do your Cherry Cobbler. That's probably gonna be a little bluer of a red. I don't know why my pencil's not exactly the same shade. It should be. It didn't appear to be. And then one other thing, if you want to really step it up, use your white gel pen, and you can just do, get you started, do just a little highlight on your apples. This is just not at all necessary, but it is a way to kind of step up your game if you want to. Let's keep this out. I might lose that, and I'm going to use my bronze and see what color I'm getting on this hat. I'm not real sure. That's not bad. I'm going to darken that up pretty good. There, there. And then I am going to use this. Let's do it like here. Try to see where the shadow's going to be. Now I'm going to take this end. Oh, it's looking a little frayed. Looking a little frayed, so I got to be a little careful or it's gonna have trouble. There we go. If you can use the other end, it'll be a little, it'll lay your ink down just a little lighter, and then it gives you a shadow even without another pen. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing here, doing our shadow like this. I think I'm going to use a different color for the wood here. Now, if you are on with me at all, don't forget you can't, there's Stampin' Up! Is doing stuff all the time. Right now there's a special for joining. If you want to join Stampin' Up!, you get discounts for that. And this is my ivory. This is 700. I was gonna see how that works. It's a little peachy, but it might do. I do use Copic pens when I want to do browns. There's light ones you can do that are kind of nice. Okay, there we go. Jeff's listening to his music down there. We had so much fun at Silver Dollar City because they've got all their pumpkin stuff out. Oh, wow, that was fun. So fun. I think I'm going to do a darker brown just to kind of bring this in focus a little better. And since I don't really want to get a super dark brown out, I'm going to get a pencil out. This is Early Espresso. And then you can just kind of darken it up where you want. It's a little easier to shadow with these pencils. And I'm gonna do a bit darker color for the bands. Instead of doing metal bands, I was gonna do metal, but we'll leave it like this. All right. A little darker there, a little darker there, a little darker there, and there we go. That's good. If you want to add any shadow there again, your pencils come in great. You could even do texture, dotting, little crosshatch. It'd be easy to do. Her hair, you know, I think I'm going to make it easy for myself. Not this color. Let's do a goldish color and add in some brownish highlight. And then that's gonna just make her hair a little different color, but still match our pretty hat and basket pretty well. And the pencil also is gonna be really good if you wanted to add any color to her lips. You don't need to do much, just a little bit. And there you go. You can do it with your pencil, you know, for her cheeks. The light, for light colors, actually, if you're just using Stampin' Up! Products, the pencils are really necessary to do good shading. And that's one reason, since I like to use Copic pens, I use those a lot. But if you don't want to be buying a bunch of pens and you don't need to, then just don't. Buy the pencils. They'll last you forever. The pencils they go on forever and ever. Now we are done with that, so I'm going to pop this up. And look at this. We are almost done. Super, super fast. We've got our little pocket all done. So online exclusives, there's also kits. There's a bunch of kits. You know, I mean, there's just tons of stuff. This is going to go in here. Now you can see how it fits in here quite nicely. Okay, so now that I've got that done, I need to cut this, about here. You just eyeball it to see where you want it cut. And what did I do with my ruler? There it is. I put it away. So I'm going to cut mine down about, not half of an inch. Let's cut it down just, wow, I'm going to say 3/8 of an inch. No, maybe more than that. Let's come down from the top here. I think I'll start at half an inch and see what happens. See, hopefully I'm not making it so short. So I'm going to just cut from the top down. I'm going to do half an inch. It will vary depending on how big your piece is. Just put the edge that's straight. Hopefully it's straight. You can make this be your edge if you want to. And then what did I just say? Half of an inch? I think so. So we're going to go half of an inch right here. That's fine. Look at that. That is so nice. And then I stamped little apples. They were from some set that I have no clue what it was from, but it's probably an old Dots set. I just have no idea. I have a bunch of little apples that I saved, you know, from different things. Of course, this is a wood one. Let's see what it says. Oh, I think it says number 107. It is. It's a 1989 Dots stamp. I've been stamping a long time. There is a little apple in this set. Isn't there? No, it's in the More Than Autumn set. And these are photopolymer. So this apple looks almost exactly, it's a little bigger, but you'll be able to see exactly where this one goes. So I used my Dots one just to see how it would work. And it's pretty tough when you're using a block, a wood block, to get it straight. You can see I did not get them straight. This little apple right here is replacing this because I don't need this one now. The only thing is this is like a solid color, which is kind of nice at times, but it's even nicer to be able to see where you're stamping, like super nice. Because now I'm going to be able to position this perfectly, and I never could with that other one. The bad thing about it is it's going to be black. Didn't necessarily want to do it. I could do it in red, but we're going to go ahead and do it in black. So what I'm going to do is put this in a line right here. So we're going to start at the top in the center, and then we're just going to go right on over. It's not going to be perfect because I'm not perfectly trying to distance it. But if I was going to be really, fussy, I could try. Get one there, one there. All right, now we've got our little apples there. And then you could do one for the bottom. You could do one on the bottom here too, but I think that'll be way too fussy. You don't want to do that. Where's my little chamois? There we go. Dry that off. Okay. All right, so now that's nice and dry. I am going to have to color those, which it was really nice to not have to, but these are going to have to be colored. So let's do it. Let's just break down and do it. There is a little leaf. I didn't even bother with the leaves in the basket. I mean, when you buy a bulk of apples, how many leaves stay on that? Have you bought a big crate of apples? Ever? I don't remember there ever being leaves on them. I mean, I could be wrong. I guess if you bought a bushel, in a basket, you would probably get leaves. I don't remember seeing them that way, but I'm no expert either. All right, so there we go. But because I have a leaf there, I kind of have to do it, and I don't want to. So I am gonna, but I don't want to. I think we're gonna do without it being a pen so that I don't make a big mess. We've got tiny, tiny little stem. We'll just do a tiny little bright green here. There. That one was Granny Apple Green. Now we're done. So you got that. I'm not stamping any words here because I'm not really sure how I'm going to work that. Okay, and you could do other borders too right under there. There are a lot of border stamps we've had in the past. You might not have one now, but we have had them in the past. Let's cut this out. Now I used an oval die, which is long, long retired. And I'm going to use it again. I could use this Tasteful Labels one. That one actually is sort of a oval-like shape. We have some really nice tag ones that are pretty good size that are from the Greetings of the Season. That's really nice. But let me find where are my layered ones? There they are. Because that's what I'm looking for is my layers. Not finding my layers. I thought I had them right handy. Oh, this one, Thoughtful Expressions might work. Let's check you out. Thoughtful Expressions. It's not really oval. This one might, not quite big enough, and this one's too big. It's kind of not too bad. Let's see, but see how big that is? I don't want it that big. So I'm going to go ahead and find my oval, my stitched oval. We used to have layered ovals. We had layered circles, and we had layered rectangles. And You know, we really need those. I'm not sure why we don't have those anymore, like as standards, because they're sort of important. I have a stitched one, but I think I'm going to just use this one for ease. I think this is the size I need. That's not big enough. Oh, maybe I do need to find the stitched one. Nope, that's good. That's the one we're using. Okay, so you just put your paper in here. We're going to position your die however you want it. Oops, I think she got wonked a bit, but oh well, it'll be fine. And okay, another bird collection of birds is called oh, not that one. Oh, no, a charm of hummingbirds. A charm of hummingbirds. I've never heard of these things. Has anyone else heard of these things? Like I said, I'm a reader and I've never heard these. I just think they're really cool. Let's put my little apple away before I lose it entirely. Charm of butterflies. So the article is actually telling you a whole lot of phrases, so it's not just birds. Some of them were other things. Again, this is from the Birds and Blooms magazine, if you're interested in finding all the different ways you can say groups of animals, literary-wise. Okay, I did like the stitching, and this is a little bigger, but we're going to just live with it. I think the stitching added something. I'm going to just glue this down. No, I did use the dimensionals. I thought I just glued it down, but no, there are dimensionals down there. So I'll put this die away before I lose track of it. And grab out my dimensionals. I'm almost done. Look at this. This is a fun card to do because it is super easy to make. And it would be easy to make in bulk. Okay, so when I do this, I want to make sure this is where I want it. I want it to be up top a bit, but not completely. I don't want it hanging down here at all. This oval ended up being just a tiny bit bigger than I wanted it. That's okay. I'm going to just stick these on so I get this positioned right. Okay, like right here. And then I'm going to use my lifting ability and just get these side ones on there where I want it. And now all you do is your ribbon. The other thing I thought would be really cool would be to do, let me grab another piece of cardstock here. We're going to cut one for the inside and see how that looks, because I think it might look really nice. If we just cut, we're going to do a 4-inch by 5 1/4. Yeah, about right there. And then that can be in here like this. I want to see if I like this. You can see your point really good with that. And you could stamp things here if you want to. You also could do a really nice border here. You know, it just gives you a nice space to write in also. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Let's just do it. I think I kind of like that. I'm not going to stamp on it because I still want to put a ribbon on there. But I am going to glue this in here. So I'm not bothering to stamp. If you're going to stamp on it, like stamping a nice saying for a teacher, thank you, or anything stamped, then you're going to want to stamp it before you glue it down. But I'm just going to glue it down without stamping. Okay, there we go. Oh, you're so cute. This would be really nice for your Bible school teachers too. You could do a nice Bible verse in there. So today, I've been on Psalm, I think, is it Psalm 22? I'd have to look at my phone to see which psalm it actually was. It's referring to, how God just saves us and protects us. It starts with him, just a whole lot of word pictures, for salvation. And one way was the horn of my salvation. If you know what one I'm talking about, you can write it down there. I just don't remember what it was. All right. I bet I have it in my journal back behind me. Ribbon, and we are done. Aren't you cute? I really like this set. It's so fun. So join my team. You get to do all kinds of fun things with us. Although lately it's been a little scarce, I do have to admit. But I should be getting back to normal before too awfully long. But I think we'll do a red ribbon because now that I've got my white on there, a long time ago we had this really nice braided red ribbon that I really liked. So I'm going to double it up and just tie it in a skinny bow. Doesn't really matter where because it's just going any which way right now. Okay, so if you didn't cut enough for a bow, just tie a knot. I think I can get a bow in here barely. And that's looking pretty good. Perfect. And that tucks in there, and voila. This goes like that. And I do like the white under it. It is prettier. It shows up better. I like that. What do you think? Do you like that too? All right, so warms my heart. That's what you need. You also need this for your little apple. And this is the sentiment from that old retired set. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I'm going to try to put the camera back up. And you guys have a great rest of the week. Happy autumn. I will see you next, where are you? There you are. I will see you next week. Maybe on Monday. I am not sure right now what days and all that, but when I show up, great, I'll get it done. I'll put it on my YouTube, and it's always going to be on that website too. So you can find my video, share it. You can share my newsletters. Please help me get this stuff around a little bit because I'm just not getting things done quite as fast and as much as I used to. So I do really appreciate your help. Blessings, and I will see you next week. Bye. There we go.